Back when I was learning to play guitar in the mid-90s, multi-effect was a bad word. Analog was decidedly the way to go. Those multi-effect pedals from Zoom and other pedal manufacturers were mostly hot garbage. Now fast forward to today in the DAW environment, and multi-effect has a far better connotation. Having more than one effect in a single plugin can save precious CPU power, and plus having different blending options can make new sounds that otherwise wouldn't exist. United Plugins just released Orbitron, which is their new multi-effect plugin in collaboration with JMG Sound. Today, we're going to check out Orbitron, hear how it sounds, and decide if it's a good fit for your home recording needs. Let's get started. All right, I went ahead and got Orbitron loaded up on a bus here. And let's go ahead and check her out, see what it looks like. As you can see, it's got this this gray, silvery gray appearance to it with the black bar on the top, JMG logo, the nifty Orbitron logo with the little dots on it that look a bit like the mix modulator in the center here, so that's pretty cool. It's broken up into 4 sections, all on either side of this big X in the middle here. They're all color-coded, so you got your blue and your pretty and pink over here. It's a magenta, okay? And then a green and an orange over here as well. So from the top down, it looks like we've got a wet-dry control, some in-out controls, preset loader, some dice, which we'll talk about in a few minutes here. Controls for each one of the individual sections that include 3 knobs and 2 sliders. And then this big mix modulator here in the middle has a bunch of different controls. So overall, everything's easy to find. If you right-click, you have all your GUI controls. You can change your oversampling. Check out your documentation. Turn on and off GPU acceleration. Very nice. Intelligent sleep on silence. That's a cool feature. So overall, in the looks department, easy 5 out of 5. Let's go ahead and move on to the features and see what we can find inside Orbitron. Now, if there's anything that I like in a plugin, it's a lot of knobs and buttons to play with, and Orbitron does not come up short in that department at all. There's tons of stuff to play with in here. So starting on this black bar in the top here, we've got a wet-dry control. And the wet-dry control has a lock on it, so you can set it to where it will automatically vary the wet and the dry at the same time. And it also has that for the in and out as well. Then there's this lock icon, which I have no idea what it does. It doesn't say anything about it in the manual, and when I hit it, it doesn't seem to do anything. Feel free, if you figure it out, put it down in the comments below. I looked into it before I started recording, and I couldn't find anything on it. Over here is the preset loader with tons of presets. I'll drag this in here. They're all broken out into different folders, and so as you can see, there are hundreds of different presets here, tons to choose from. There's an A/B feature, copy feature, back and forward. Let's see, the exclamation point here, which I'm assuming is like some kind of panic or something like that. And then, this allows you to clear the mix modulator here, or at least toggle it on and off, I suppose. Nice. Then each of the 4 sections has its own effects. So you can choose, let's see, we got vintage chorus, cosmic chorus, super chorus, tape flanger, future flanger, fat phaser. Say that 3 times quickly. Fat phaser, fat phaser, fat phaser. Infinite combs, liquid filter, kinetic resonator, chaos vortex, and rotary speaker, and a space time. I'm looking forward to seeing how all those different ones sound. And then the mix modulator here in the middle, this is really nifty. Gives you the ability to drag how these are relating to each other. How much of the, for example, with these settings, how much of the kinetic resonator is coming, how much of the fat phaser is coming through, the tape flanger, that kind of thing. Packed to the gills with features. I also like the solo here, so you can set it just to listen to one of them, which we're going to do here in just a minute to check out how these different mods sound here. As well as looks like a feedback control, and I'm guessing that's like a reverb size or something like that. We'll check that out here in a minute as well. So in terms of features, there's just tons of knobs to play with. You can't go wrong there. So it's an easy 5 out of 5 in the features department as well. So enough talking about it. Let's hear how it sounds. I got to say right off the bat, I love this initial preset. It's, man, I've got the Orbitron soloed here, so all you hear is the stuff that I've got going through that bus. Let's go ahead and hear this, this guitar here. I love that that hint of chorus there, the flanger, that whoosh that's got going on there. Very nice, very nice. Let's go ahead and listen to just each one of these individual effects on its own, starting with the vintage chorus. From the super chorus. Oh, and the cosmic chorus. Nice. Man, I don't want to stop listening to it. That's great. And let's hear some of the flangers, starting with the tape flanger. The future flanger. That fat phaser. Home filter. Liquid filter. Kinetic resonator. The chaos vortex. And looks like we've got the rotary speaker left to do. And the space-time. Nifty. What do some of these presets sound like? There are just hundreds of them to play with here. So let's see. I really liked those rotary speaker effects. Let's go ahead and throw, this is called Speak Easy. So let's see how that guy sounds. Stop, make it stop. Okay. I did not expect that. Oh my God, it's still going. Okay, maybe the panic button? Maybe the panic button? Okay, all right, the panic button. Whew. All right, I have no idea what just happened there. Little future flanger, the memory jog. I love it. That's great. Clean misunderstanding. There's a lot going on there. I mean, I guess all the presets can't be great, right? Funny games under the fat phaser. That's man, it's doing that same thing that it was doing before with, and I don't know if you can hear that, but it's like this really high-pitched, just awful sound, man. So what the heck is that? This keeps doing that. Okay, I'm gonna I'm going to do a little investigation, and I'll get back with you guys. All right, so I dug into the manual, and I figured it out, and I guess I should have put it together earlier, but it's the feedback control. Anytime the feedback control, well, not every time, but generally speaking, if the feedback control on a preset is above about the halfway mark, it has a possibility that it will just kind of spin out into a feedback frenzy and then just, never stop. You can see how just playing it a few times through, it starts hitting that clip. And the thing is that, just as I'm clicking through the different presets, there's a lot of them that have that feedback set really high. And then you have to mute it to make it stop. Unfortunately, I do have to take away a few points for usability there. Just because so many of the presets are set up that way. And I did try it a couple different ways. I tried it as an insert. I tried it as a bus, like I'm doing now. And it didn't really matter how I had set up. If that feedback was up above about the halfway mark on a preset, it would just keep going like that. So overall, I'm a big fan of the sound of Orbitron, but I just really... I don't know how to put it. It's a little off-putting to have the constant fear that I'm going to hit the wrong preset and it's just going to ring forever in my ears. So as far as a final score for usability, I have to go with 2 stars. And it's harsh, but at the same time, I'm almost afraid to use it. Because I'm worried it's gonna make that awful sound and it's gonna make my monitors pop, and I don't want to make my monitors pop. I want to make music, and man, there are a lot of really great sounds packed into this thing, and there's a lot of usable stuff. But every time you load a preset, I have to turn the feedback down and then slowly turn it up, because there are also some settings in here, like the Chaos Vortex, for example. If you don't have the feedback turned up, it doesn't really do a whole lot. Like you need that feedback. So in terms of overall value, I have no reason to believe that a great company like United Plugins isn't going to fix any problems that they have with this plugin. And this is the 1.0 version, so you got to expect a few bugs. This one is a little more game-breaking than some of the other bugs, but it's to me, there's a ton of really great sounds in here. I got to say that on a value scale, when it's fully fixed and working, I would say probably a 4 out of 5 at the full retail price, just based on all of the different things that it does. The chorus, the flanger, the phaser, that kind of thing. And the way that it blends them is just really interesting. You get that rotary feature, not just the rotary speaker, but the way it rotates through all the different effects at the same time is very, very cool. But that one bug is really holding me back from giving this thing a full recommendation. So in conclusion, Orbitron is an amazing, awesome sounding plugin when you dial it in correctly. If you don't, it can turn into a cacophonous mess pretty quickly. And that's further exacerbated by the fact that many of the presets I found have that issue, to where I use them, it just doesn't sound good. It can start doing that feedback thing that it was doing earlier. And thank you, everyone that's stuck around and watched the entire video. I really appreciate that, because man, that really did sound bad. So when you add up all the scores together, we come in at 4 stars, which may be a little generous, but I have every reason to believe that JMG Sound and United Plugins are going to fix this plugin in short order, and I'm happy to review the plugin again. Comment down below if you know that there's a new version of this where it works much better, or if you know some way that I'm doing something wrong. I would love to hear about it and learn something different. I'll easily post another one of these if I find that it's that there's something that I did wrong. So if you liked this review and you want to learn more from me about how to set up your very own home studio, check out the link in the description below where I have a free guide. Have a great rest of your day in your home studio today.